Now we're just going to start over.
Okay.
You're not going to see the first part because we're starting again.
Knits'n'Giggles, episode 16, take 2. We were just in giggles because our videoing was doing something weird and it had like these little boxes around our faces and we couldn't concentrate. So, take 2, episode 16. I'm Brandie.
I'm Debbie.
We're from Alberta, Canada.
And we're knitters. And we're going to talk about knitting.
Yes, we are. Just like we do all the time. And probably some random things.
Yes, there are random things. I have random notes even.
Yeah. We do not edit our videos. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but we literally just record and then upload them to YouTube, and you get to enjoy the shenanigans that have unfolded over the time that we sat around talking about our knitting. So,
yes.
Yeah. You are wearing something new, freshly FO'd.
I showed this 2 weeks ago. It is the Big Little Striped Sweater by Jessie Maed Designs. Her pattern is very much oversized and lots of positive ease and more cropped. I totally didn't do that. And it's also a 2-color pattern. I did 3. So you can see like I have the shoulder in here and collar and all the
Cuffs.
ribbing.
I love the 3rd color. Like, I think it makes it just really pop.
Yeah. So if I didn't have that, it would be the white, the cream color would be this, because that's color A.
Yeah.
And then I went negative ease instead of positive, and I knit it longer. So yeah, it's just more like a fitted thing, and it has this like slip stitch detail down the sides.
I love that detail.
Yeah. So the only thing I noticed, so look at my collar pickup.
Oh, yeah.
So you will have to zoom in over there. But it's not great, like from the one side to the other.
Yeah.
If I would have been more mindful of how I picked up the stitches, then it would like be more prominent of like the way the shaping is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's fine. And then this collar is double knit collar. So it's actually ribbing on the outside, and then you do a purl row and it auto folds, kind of like it creates a crease, and then stockinette on the inside, and then you just attach on the inside.
Cool.
Yeah. So that is that.
Could you do the same thing with the cuffs?
I'm sure.
In theory?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am sure you could. I didn't. I just did, what is it called? What is this ribbing?
It looks like regular ribbing to me.
It's not. It's
Back
through the back loop. Twisted rib. There you go. I'm like, what is the term?
Yes.
It's twisted rib, so it's more prominent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so also you have full length sleeves.
I do.
That's something you don't normally do. I like it. It looks really cute in the decreases. I like it.
Yeah. I also did full length because I've realized wearing all my other sweaters that sometimes my arms are cold.
So now you have a sweater with full length.
Well, no, I have my cat bells is full length.
Oh yeah.
That I haven't
One
fixed.
is full length.
I haven't fixed it. It's all
yeah,
like
and
here,
now
I have to fix
you got it all ripped apart. So
I know. I took it out of the bag from last time actually today, so it reminded me. Oh yeah, I'm fixing that. And my super simple summer sweater.
Oh,
the teal one with that one is full length sleeve.
Okay,
isn't it?
I don't know.
Or is it 3/4? I don't remember now. But
Debbie and I both often do 3/4 length because we push up our sleeves anyway. And I don't know about Debbie's reasoning, but I always kind of get bored of doing sleeves, so I just am like, 3/4 length, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's that.
But then as it's like the weather starting to change right now, it's chillier in the morning, and so I leave the house and I don't want to put on a coat, so I'll throw on a sweater, but then my sweaters aren't full length sleeve, and then I'm like, well, this is kind of cold, so I still then need another sweater. Like,
yeah, a cardigan.
So, yeah, and here we are. Full length for this one.
I'm wearing the Suri shirt by Caidree, which I've worn before.
Yes.
I was going to wear my cozy classic raglan with the short sleeves and the new design, but so I finished it and I haven't wore it. I blocked it, and I told you this, but I don't think I told our viewers. While I was blocking it, I noticed that one of the strings, the yarn, on the ribbing of the bottom had, I assume, broke, which is so weird, but it broke and detached and the stitches were starting to unravel. So I fixed that and I threw that sweater on this morning and wore it for a couple hours, and then I went to take my hair out of my messy bun, and with my arm up, I noticed that the same thing was happening with my sleeve. So and the ribbing yarn is a sock yarn, but it's quite soft compared to most sock yarns that I use. It's from Knit Picks. So I don't know what's happening, but I took it off and I folded it and I put it away for now because I'm gonna have to deal with that later. Yeah, and I was kind of pulling, and it's not the ends. Like, it's not like the end came apart and like unraveled, because it's just, I don't even know how to, I don't even know.
But it's not a joining spot. It's just...
It can't be, because it would be, like, there'd be still, like, quite a tail, right? And it's just, like, literally 2 short pieces.
Oh.
So, and underneath my arm, it looks like it's happening in a couple of places where it's, like, stretching. So I don't know if it's, like, which is so weird, because I actually have socks made out of this yarn. In a different colorway, obviously, but like the same whatever. And I wore the socks lots, and they've held up. So I don't know.
Did it have, you know how when you get skeins sometimes and they'll be knotted together? It didn't have any of that, like where they've knotted things.
No, not that I recall. No. So I don't know.
That's frustrating.
It is super frustrating, because I mean, I knit that whole sweater. I can't wear it. I can't wear it because it'll start to unravel, and I got to figure out how to get that all tied together again. I might have to take the ribbing off, and
well, then what do you do under the arm? You have to take the arms right off and reknit them, or is it in the body?
Oh no, you're right.
What do you do with the?
Yeah, okay. No, because I didn't do sleeves.
Oh, I see. I'm confused.
Yes.
I was like, what do you mean?
I should have brought it. Because it's like, just like this top, it would be, the ribbing is right here.
Okay.
Yes. I know you had me going there for a second. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, you're right. No, so maybe I'll take the ribbing out on all the spots.
Okay.
And find a different yarn and do it.
Okay. Yes. I didn't realize you were talking about like the ribbing of the sleeve. Yeah. I thought you meant like an armpit.
Well, it is. I'm like, it's because it is in the armpit where it's.
But it's apart. Just ribbing. It's
just the ribbing. Yeah,
that would be awful.
It would be. Yeah, no, it's just the ribbing. It's the ribbing yarn that is falling apart, and I used a different color than the main body. So yeah, so I might have to do that, which really, I don't know. It's gonna happen another day.
This made me think of something. I read a post. I don't remember where it was. Was it in one of our chat groups with knitters, or was it just on Instagram? But somebody was talking about wanting, or maybe it's Facebook. I don't know. I'm in so many different groups. But somebody was talking about wanting to add length to their sleeve.
Yeah.
And they asked the question if they should just rip back the ribbing and add more length and then redo the ribbing, or if they should detach from the top and add more length from the top.
How would you detach from the top?
I was like, I think that they were going to.
Oh, I would never do that.
I'm like, that's an awful idea. Why wouldn't you just rip back? You just rip back, and then you just add, and you can have the decreases and stuff. Like, why would you detach your whole sleeve?
I'm just spitballing. But there are sweaters that are seamed. So maybe, you know what I mean? Like maybe the sleeve was knit flat or
maybe
separately and then seamed on.
Maybe. And then, the attach not picked up and knit down.
Maybe.
But either way, I'm like, you're wanting just more length. Just take out the ribbing and add more length.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really
especially at this part of your arm, right?
Yeah.
You usually have decreases.
Usually.
Interesting.
I just was like, I would not be detaching the shoulder to add more length.
You'd have to either steek it or it'd have to be stitched on.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to just take that undone.
No. Do you remember our friend Verna had knit a sweater and she wanted it longer?
Yes.
So she ended up like steeking.
Yes. And then adding.
And I think you could tell there was a little bit of a variation, but whatever.
It had something to do with the way she was knitting it, right?
I think so. but I can't remember. But she did like steek in the body and then add. And then I saw Tracy from the Grocery Girls did that recently.
Really?
Or was talking about doing that. But it was a striped, I think it was a striped sweater. And she also wanted it longer. So she was going to end up steeking it at one point, not right at the ribbing at the bottom, but like up one into the stripe so she could continue striping and then reattach. Yeah.
That amazes me, first of all. Like, that's incredible. But also, like, the lengths we go to when we're making our own things to make them loved.
Yeah, something that you're going to wear. Like, you've put in all this time already.
Yeah.
You may, well, and I'll talk about that with this. My whip. But,
yeah. It happens. That you wanna make them well loved. You wanna make them usable.
Well, there's so much time and money invested in materials and everything. So I wouldn't want it just sitting in my closet.
No. Do you have a whip?
Well, my only whip that I've been working on, the Tessellated. So we all remember the Tessellated, I'm sure.
If you're not new here, we both knit Tesselateds last year.
Tessellated pullovers. Do I have a picture of it on here? I might have to bring it up. But here. Well, it's black and white. It's not the most fun. I don't want to show the pattern. But it's from Andrea Rangel, the Tessellated Pullover. It is a mosaic knit 3-color pullover. It's a sport weight. I'm knitting it with a mix, kind of, because I'm using Estelle DK and then, the sport from Spin Cycle. But I had gotten all the way to the top because it's bottom up, I had gotten all the way to the 3-needle bind off on the shoulder, put it on and said, this does not fit me. So it was too short and the armholes were too tight, and even blocking it did not help this issue. So I undid the 3-needle bind off. What a mess this all is. Trying to manage the yarns and the cords and the cables and the things. So I had gotten all the way to and ripped out that 3-needle bind off, and then I had to rip back pre-neck shaping to where it was flat again, because you knit the front and back separate. So after you separate for sleeves. So this is the back.
And you've got it done now.
The back is now done. So you can see where the color changes with the Spin Cycle.
Yeah.
That's where it was.
Okay.
Look how short that armhole is. No wonder it didn't fit me. It's this big. It's tiny.
Mine's tight too, but not
so that. I have added
so much.
I've added that much in height to the back. All the way to here, and then did the little bit of shaping for the back of the neck, and then had to do left and right for the back. So that's significant. I don't even know how many inches that is.
It looks amazing.
I think 7. I've added 6 or 7 inches of height. So that will change the length in total
drastically,
and also change the armholes. So it'll be a little more dropped. Yeah, so that's the back. And then I thought, okay, I'm not going to really have to do that to the front. No, you have to, Debbie, because otherwise you're going to have this big scoop neck, because I had already done the shaping. So I'm the shaping would have been down here, and I would have had these long things. It would have been weird. So I'm that doesn't work. So I'd rip that all back to before the shaping as well, which is kind of a pain with 3 colors. And Suri that's so
it
sticky.
Sticks to everything.
So now I am at the point going back and forth with this, increasing the length of this, or the height. I think I have 3 or 4 more pattern, the repeats with the 3 different colors to get the right height. And then I can do the little bit of shaping for the front, and then again, 3-needle bind off shoulders. And then I'll be back at the sleeves where I was before.
Nice.
But I feel getting through the whole ripping it back and picking up all the stitches again and figuring out the math I'm through the hard part. So now I feel more motivated to just like get it done because it's so nice.
It is. It's beautiful.
Like once it's all finished.
I really like the color change. Like, did you have to, is that a new skein? Or is it just the color change going to the pink?
This is a new skein. So it's changing, it'll change back to green.
Oh yeah.
So this is, what is this? Dyed in the Wool is the sport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll change back. It's going from like the pink color to a green, and then right in the middle it kind of goes back to a coral.
Corally red.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like through purple. So it still all kind of goes together because throughout there's already green and purple throughout it.
Yeah.
So it goes. I don't know if I'm going to have enough of this for the sleeves though.
Okay.
So I do have another spin cycle at home if I wanted to that's purple and blue. So I'll still go. And then I still have this much of my Suri, which is tons.
Yeah.
And then I have a whole bunch of the DK still as well. So I think I have enough at least to get to my sleeves to 3/4 if not full.
Nice.
But I won't be sad if this is also a 3/4 length sleeve. But yeah,
You'll just be so happy to have it done.
it will because it's been a year in the making, people.
Yes,
I saw in my stories that come up in memories on Facebook or whatever. There's pictures of it with this much done, and I was like, oh my god, that was a year ago. So it's been a long time.
Well, you're going to get it done, and it's going to be amazing.
And then I'll fix my cat bells, and then I'll be like, yay, onto the new sweaters.
Oh, you're going to fix your cat bells before you go into a new cast on?
Maybe.
Maybe.
If I remember that it's there, because I had totally forgotten about it.
I'll remind you when you text me to say, I don't know what to do.
And you're like, fix your cat bells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing that.
And then I can start a cat bells cardigan, maybe.
Yeah, you'll have the stitch pattern down pat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I have 2 whips. I am working still on my Tenane by Caidree. I'm making it scrappy, stripey, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Using up my Suri and mohair and fingering weight yarns. And I did the collar, which I have to say, one of the things about Knit Night that I like just is so amazing is that hive mind. Like when you have crafters and all different skill levels and you have a problem or a question or whatever, it's just so nice to be able to talk it out with people. And that's my collar. A couple weeks ago we went to Knit Night and I had picked up stitches, but I picked up less than what it called for a multitude of reasons. And I tried it on a few rows in and it was like pulling up so much like this that it was like
it was like creating this weird bust
like,
accentuating shape.
Yeah, like and the stripes were doing this and it was weird and I had a really hard time picking up the stitches and I tried it. I put it on actually at midnight over top of my t-shirt and the hive mind talk it out was that one, I needed to pick up the proper amount of stitches. Thank you very much. And secondly, someone said, hey, have you ever used a crochet hook to pick up your stitches? Now, you guys said to put them like onto the crochet hook, like 10 of them or whatever, and then transfer them over. Yeah. I actually ended up not doing that. I tried it and it probably would have been okay, but I think the way I pick up my stitches is kind of weird and unique. It works, it's fine. But I ended up just picking it up with the crochet hook one at a time and transferring them to my needles.
So you held your needle on the left and picked up through and then just transferred it on?
Yeah.
That would work.
The reason why is that because of the way these stitches were and with the mohair, they're really hard to see and really hard to pick up with my needle. But I found that the crochet hook, I didn't even actually use the crochet hook every time. But for like where it was really hard to pick up stitches, I found the crochet hook just like really helped pick those up without the needle and like the tightness. I also discovered that I think I'm picking up my stitches wrong.
Oh.
So I think I'm picking them up backwards.
What do you mean?
Well, when and I know that this is an issue. I just didn't know how to fix it. But when I pick up my stitches, I always have to like slide them off the needle and then turn them because they're twisted when I'm knitting into them.
Oh, well, that happens to me sometimes too.
Yeah.
Like I'll get to a certain point and I'll be like, this is backwards, and I'll just like knit it through the wrong way, and then it'll be the right way.
I think though that when I do that, it causes more tension and it's harder to pick up the stitches. Yeah. So using the crochet hook was really helping to do that. I don't even know how I did it, to be honest with you, but it just put them on properly, and I was able to knit them a lot easier, and I was able to get the right amount of stitches. Mm-hmm. And my collar.
It looks good. Yeah. It doesn't flare like you were worried about it flaring or something or being too wide.
Because my vest was kind of flary, but no, it sits. I haven't blocked it, obviously. It sits quite flat. I've tried it on. It's good. I just before you got here picked up stitches for my sleeve, which I'm a little bit worried about. So I'm gonna do a few rounds and then try it, but. I was supposed to pick up 90 stitches, but the way the back is, like, because this is kind of the shoulder, right? Mm-hmm. But this is the back line. It's hard to tell where the halfway point is to pick up 45 on each side of the sleeve. Right. So I'm hoping I did okay. It said 2 stitches per every 3 rows, so I tried to make that work. Honestly, picking up stitches is not my favorite thing, and I'm not a meticulous person. I'm just like, nah, let's try it. See what happens.
Do you ever just like lay it flat and put a stitch marker at what the top would be in the bottom, and then you can kind of just
That's how I did my tessellated. And not my tessellated, sorry, my Turnigan. I did my Turnigan, I followed directions, and I did great at picking up my stitches. The reason why I have not done that is because laziness, and why didn't think to do that in half here. I'm not sure, but next time, the other sleeve will do that, because when I have to rip this one out because it's messed up, I will be like Debbie said.
Well, it's just I
don't know why I didn't think of that.
Because sometimes, I think even this one, even this sweater, because the way this is, the center's actually here, it's not right in the middle of this color. So I ended up just counting up either side after having the stitch markers there, and just counting either side, and I had too few, so I ended up having to add, I think. And so I just made sure because I think one side I had the right amount and the other I didn't, so I just added them in the right spots to make them equal.
With my Turnigan, because you have to pick up, it's a cardigan by Andrea Rangel, and you have to pick up stitches all the way around for the whole collar. I put light bulb stitch markers every 2 inches, and then it was like I divided it to figure out how many stitches in those 2 inches, and that was so easy. Yes. And that was probably like the first time I picked up, that is definitely the first time I picked up a lot of stitches. But I remember one of our knit friends like complaining about picking up stitches, and she was also making the Turnigan with us and was like, I don't want to pick up the stitches, and then I did it. I'm like, this is so easy, but it's because I took the time to put those light bulb markers in there and make that work. So, I mean, all of this to say, stop being lazy, Brandie, and just do it properly.
Just break it down into bite-sized pieces.
Bite-size.
And then it's less daunting.
Yes. Okay, I have another whip, but I want to show my FO first.
Okay.
So
I have no FO, so that's okay.
Well, you're wearing it.
Yeah, I know, but I showed this as an FO last time, but I didn't have it blocked and on.
Oh, was it finished?
It was finished. It just there's ends and it wasn't blocked, and now it is.
Okay, well, my FO is my March Colorwork Cuff Club socks by Summerly Knits. Little daisies.
They're so cute.
Yeah. I mean, technically the ends aren't woven in, so
whatever.
Almost finished. But yeah, I'm done those, and it feels good. I finished them I think about April 7th or something like that, or 9th, which feels good because Colorwork Cuff Club started in August, but I bought mine in November, I think, and then I actually didn't even knit any until January. But now I've got January, February, March, and
you're on a roll.
I am on a roll because I started April.
Oh, it must feel so good. Like you're finishing a project every month.
And
if only I knit socks.
Look, I did both of the cuffs.
What?
Yes. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to do the cuff on both of them. And then I'll be able to knit. Because I can knit like the heel and all that. This coming up weekend is Easter, so we'll be probably doing a little bit of traveling. So yes, I've got both cuffs done. These are going to be, I think they're going to be done before the end of April. And then, yeah, like you said, I'm on track. And we'll see what May is if I want to make them. But they're like the cutest little raindrops.
You could get 7 months, and that's like 7 days of the week, and you have a different fun pair every day of the week.
That is, yes. I'm on a roll.
I'm
feeling really good about it. I'm like, and also when I'm done this, I'm like, I'm not going to need socks for myself for a long time because I have so many socks. Yeah, so those are my whips. I'm so excited to have those done.
That is exciting.
Yeah, and all the yarn I'm using up, stashing. The nice thing about the cuffs, the Colorwork, is that you can use mini skeins, leftovers. You need such a small amount.
Like that yellow's like nothing. That's like 5 grams.
Yeah, and I used that yellow in my January socks, remember?
Yes.
So I still have so much left over, and it was a 10 or maybe 20 gram skein mini. But yeah, actually a friend of mine, Casey, I sent her a picture. I'm eating the Suri from my... I sent a friend of ours a picture of the raindrops, and she said that she didn't think she could do Colorwork socks.
She can.
No, because of her hands. Like, because she has, I think, a little bit of arthritis, and she said it would hurt her hands. But I said, okay, but Casey, this is the best thing, is it's just the cuff. And, like, this is nothing. Like, these are very little. The raindrops were so easy because you don't hold 3 colors, because you do the clouds and then you do the raindrops.
Right.
So you're always just 2 colors. And so I sent her the link on Ravelry, and she was like, oh, actually, I think I could do this. So
awesome.
Inspiring other knitters to do fun things.
You're an influencer.
Oh, okay. What do you want to talk about next?
Well, I have patterns on my list.
Okay, yeah. Go for it.
So, the first one, you've probably seen this. I'm sure lots of people have seen it. The district cowl from Maxim Cyr.
I have not seen this.
Oh, really?
Is this inspired by the Hunger Games?
That's why he named it that.
No
so
way.
He designed it, but then he thought, this is something that Katniss would wear. So, it's called the district cowl.
I really like it.
And it is so nice.
I like the colors too.
I know his color choices are always very moody and dark. Yeah. It's just his aesthetic. But look at the
shaping. Oh man, now I want one.
I know. It's knit flat
and seamed,
and then seamed it in that one spot.
I wonder how I didn't see that. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, like look at it.
I love it.
So
and I love that. That almost looks like self-striping.
Or the spin cycle or something.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
Oh.
He does talk in his notes about what yarns that he uses.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, and he holds it with mohair.
Yeah, so it works out to be a DK because he holds the fingering and mohair together. I don't see a
feather mohair lace. Oh, he did two mohairs together on that one. I think. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. It's I already bought the pattern because I bought it like the day it came out because I was like, this is so awesome.
This is awesome. I need it. I will make it someday.
I know. It's so well, I need these like small things because I'm such an impatient person. And one of our knit friends posted a Sophie scarf today that they had made. Michelle posted it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should just make a Sophie scarf sometime. I have never made one. And they're so fast. But I prefer cowls. So this is kind of like the Sophie scarf of cowls because it's just so quick and you seam it together. So that's my first pattern.
Sophie scarf of cowls. I like it.
Yeah. The district cowl.
That's kind of like that Revuelt cowl that we made earlier this year.
That one is...
It is bigger, but it like worked up so fast.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah.
Do you
Maybe it's
want-
because I was really excited.
want
Yeah. Okay. So my new pattern is more. It's a summer club, so it's not out yet. But have you seen Gage Dye Works? Is how does it do that? My links turn into not links. I don't know why. Occasionally, but I already have it up. So Gage Dye Works with Andrea Rangel are pairing up for a summer club. It's socks. So Andrea Rangel is the designer of the pattern. And then Gage Dye Works does the yarn. There's 3 colors. And kind of a purple. And they're all 3 self-striping. And
I don't think I've seen these.
okay, well, the pattern has not been posted yet, but I'm going to show you. She has been posting sneak peeks on her Instagram. And today's sneak peek, it's raccoons. And there's like little paws on the bottom.
Oh my god, that's cute.
So it's self-striping, and then there's like, you can't see it because it's meant to be a sneak peek, but the top of the toes is raccoon, and then on the bottom there's like little paws. If you check out her Instagram, she has like 3 or 4 stories about it, or not stories, posts, sorry. So you can like get all the information. Today or tomorrow, which, okay, so today is what? 15th? 15th of April, in case you're watching this later. I think April 16th is when they launch the club. So you can buy your yarn and your pattern and whatever. And then the club starts in June. So, yeah.
Cute.
I'm so tempted. I don't know if I really need, like, if I want colorwork toes, but, like, raccoons. They're so cute.
It is cute. If only you wore your socks with Birkenstocks, Brandie.
Never. Never gonna happen. I mean,
I'm wearing socks and Birks today.
I don't know how I would show off my cute socks, because I also don't really wear socks very often, like, except for in the winter in my boots. But yeah, that's my only. I'm slacking today. My patterns.
Oh, that's your only one?
Yeah.
Well, I have 2 more.
I saved a whole bunch on my thing, but none of them feel like.
I do have a lot saved in my Ravelry, but I've been saving a lot on Instagram lately.
Yeah, I saved a bunch on Instagram, and I looked through and I'm like, no, I'll share these. Meh.
Not today.
Not today.
The other one is like a Sophie scarf, but it's called the Jacques scarf. Jacques. How do you say that? It's French. Like,
My neighbor's name is Jacques.
so Jacques, but it's like an S. Jacques.
Oh, there's like JACQUES.
Yeah.
That's Jacques.
That's just Jacques?
Yeah,
With
that's how his
E1?
name is spelled.
Oh, okay. It's a Jacques scarf.
Who's it by?
Laura Penrose.
Okay, no.
So, I was bringing it up oddly.
Stripey.
It can be, look at how this one is the reverse.
I like that.
So,
I'm all about the like odd stripes.
it's a DK weight. And again, one of the little scarves that's so trendy these days. But she does it so it has like the reverse color A. And then also just a 2 color, like the same, A, B, all the way. And I think there's multiple sizes. So yeah, there are like length sizes, small and large. So you can make the little one, like the Sophie has the little one and then the big one. Yeah. Here's a picture where it's like it shows the split.
Okay, I like the split.
I know, it's cute.
Mm-hmm. And you could wear that like around your head.
You could.
The Sophie scarf people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cute.
So I liked that one. Laura Penrose. And then the last one, have you seen, well, everyone has seen the jean pullover. Where is it? I'll bring it up.
I love her. Like, everybody has seen this. I have no idea what you're talking about, Debbie.
You have seen it.
Oh, have I?
Yes, because I've talked about it on here before.
Well, I'm pulling a blank in my memory. Okay.
The Johanna Gehrisch
Yes.
one.
Okay.
The jean pullover.
Mhm.
She's now doing a jean tee for summer.
I think I've seen this on her Instagram.
It's not out yet.
Mm-hmm.
I saved a picture of it on Instagram. Go away. Thing. Yeah, so that's her.
Oh, yeah. I have seen these photos. Yes.
So that's the jean tee that she's doing.
That's cute.
So I'm not sure if the yarn weight is changing. So the pullover version is DK weight. So this could be DK or fingering maybe. On Instagram, it's Kolibri by Johanna, which, fun fact, I was like, today, what does Kolibri mean? So I Googled this, and it's in German, it means hummingbird. And then it reminded me, I knew this already. Why? I was going to name my child this. So I went through this phase when I was pregnant with Noelle, where I saw a shaman during this time, and this shaman said that my totem animal for my baby was a hummingbird. So I was like, she needs this name, but I'm not going to name my baby Hummingbird. Well, actually, so
thank God.
There was a period of time where her name was supposed to be Noah, and I was like, I'm going to name her Noah Hummingbird. So, Chris says that he has no idea or recollection that this was going to be her name. And he's like, I did not know you were going to name our child Hummingbird. But I remember telling my mom this, and she was like, you're not naming your kid Hummingbird. So I was trying to come up with things that meant hummingbird. Like, you know how names have meanings?
Yes,
like my name means queen bee. So I was trying to find names that meant hummingbird. Well, Kolibri came up because it's the German word for hummingbird. But I'm like, I don't think that's a name, though. I can't name my kid Kolibri.
No.
It didn't flow. So Noelle's name is not Noah Hummingbird. It's Noelle Carla Elizabeth. Totally different than anything.
No hummingbird.
Very hippie-like. But yeah, Chris, if you talk to him about it, he still thinks that I'm crazy and
that this all was happening in your head. Not
that I never said I was going to name my child Hummingbird.
Maybe he just like had to wipe that from his brain. This is like so traumatic for him. My pregnant wife thinks that we should name our kid Hummingbird.
Noelle's very happy her name is not Hummingbird.
Yeah, did you ask her? She would just be like, Mom. Kolibri though, yeah, like it's like, I like how it sounds, but it's not a name. You're right.
Yeah, I didn't feel it was, and neither is Hummingbird. Well, maybe not for my child. Yeah. Somebody else might name their kid Hummingbird. No offense to you.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. But then it was like Kolibri by Johanna. So Hummingbird by Johanna? That's her Instagram.
Yeah. But maybe she had to put the by Johanna because of the, like, you never know if something's taken, right? Like Kolibri might be taken.
Maybe. Message and ask her about that.
Yeah. It's funny that you shared her pattern because I shared one last time.
Yes.
The one with the crochet.
Designer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Those are my patterns.
All right.
So I like the pullover version of the jean pullover.
Yeah.
But I think because we're getting into the summer things, it would be fun to knit that. And I think she's doing a cardigan as well.
Are you going to pick a summer knit before summer's over?
Well, that's always the problem, right? Am I going to pick it? Because I always get stuck on picking the pattern. I have many saved in my Ravelry.
Yeah.
And then actually, is it saved on this or is it on my phone and I'll be able to show it to you? I was looking. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. So you know how ads come up on your social media for like stores and stuff? Yeah. So this is from Torrid.
Okay.
And I remember we talked about like these different like open weave things. So this is actually just a shirt that's for sale at Torrid. And I was looking at it more closely through their pictures and I'm like, I could make that.
Is it knit? It is too.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking like crochet, that would be so easy.
I think like, this is knit. Like looking at the ribbing and stuff of it.
I actually just saw somebody who on Instagram I was scrolling and they're publishing
something like this. Because I was like, oh, I can make this out of the linen that I have because it wouldn't use tons.
No.
And this structure reminds me very much of the nebula. Just being like so drop shoulder and oversized and even the crop.
Mm-hmm.
it's obviously the Nebula is not open weave like that in any way.
Yeah.
So I'd like,
Yeah.
the structure is similar though. But yeah, I saw that and I saved pictures of it because I was like, I'm going to look for something like that to maybe use my linen that I have.
I will look and see who shared that later and try and send it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wound
it.
I wound.
That's one step in the right direction.
That is a step in the right direction. So Debbie and I are going away in less than 3 weeks.
Isn't it just like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
How many weeks is it now?
Well, today's Tuesday. We're not going away until the Friday, so it would be 2.5 weeks, which is less than 3 weeks, just so you know.
It is.
So I was correct.
You are, but I felt like it was shorter. But
exclaiming, we are going on a knit away, and we are going to sit and knit and read and hang out in a hot tub and enjoy ourselves in quiet together, and
go to a yarn festival.
We're going to the Penrose, Alberta, Rose City
Fibre Fest,
which I've never been to. I'm really excited about. But last year when we were at Knit City, we bought this boucle yarn from Horizon Fiber Arts to make these bags, and we're gonna show it again. I think we did this last week too. So
was it last week?
I don't know.
I feel like it was a while ago.
But I wound the yarn. That's all I wanted.
Look at it.
I wound the yarn.
It's so cute.
I wound the yarn. I printed the pattern. I am ready to go. But I'm actually not ready to go because I have to either do it
so squishy.
Because it's in the round. It has to be on DPNs or Magic Loop. And I don't know. Magic Loop is not my favorite thing.
I would rather use DPNs than Magic Loop because I probably won't get as much laddering.
So I'm going to have to buy DPNs, I think.
We can't do it on like the smaller circumference. Is it going from the center out? I don't know.
Decreasing. Outside in.
Oh.
Yeah.
I haven't actually looked at this pattern.
I just did today. You cast on a large number of stitches and go down.
So can't you just then change your cord as you go?
What will you do when you get to the middle? Like the very tiny.
Oh yeah, then you need DPNs at the very end. You don't have any DPNs?
None.
Oh, what size do you need? I have lots
9.
of DPNs. 9? Mm-hmm. I have 9s.
Well, how are you going to knit yours?
But if we're not doing it at the exact same time, like if
we're going on a knit away together, we're going to make the bird.
That was fun. I know, but what if we don't get to that point at the same time?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. Well, we're going to be in the yarn store the weekend before. So.
Yes, I could get DPNs. Are DPNs expensive? It's a dumb question.
No.
I don't know. I've never looked at them before.
They're not that expensive, no.
Yeah.
I would say that they're less than Chowgo tips.
Okay. Well, yeah. So it's wound. It's ready to go. My next thing, I have a question for you,
okay.
Master Knitter.
I don't think that I am.
No. Not that you're not. But,
I don't think so.
So I was getting this from my stash and going looking at my stuff. I was given this a couple years ago for my birthday. It is a Stell yarn. It's called Rainbow Autumn in the colorway Sour Candy. So it goes from blue to like pink and green. It's not really my colors. But I have 2 skeins of it. It's 200 grams each skein. It's 50% cotton and 50% wool.
Okay.
And I'm like,
that's very summery.
Very. But I'm like, what the heck am I going to make with this? So first, my first question is, I don't know if I really want to wear these colors. Could I make like face gloss with cotton and wool? I normally do it with just cotton, but I don't know.
Good question. Because wool, just in its own, its fiber, doesn't like absorb as much moisture.
Right.
I don't see why not.
Like, cause I was thinking like maybe I make face gloss.
I wouldn't wear this really. That's like purple. It's not as pink.
It's quite pink. And so I went I went out to Ravelry this morning and okay, so if you're not super familiar with Ravelry, which Ravelry I am familiar with, but apparently I'm not as familiar as I thought I was, because you can search a fiber. You can search a yarn. So I searched up this specific yarn, which I've never done before. I think I knew that you could do that. And I went through all 122 projects. So this is it worked up into a shawl. So
that's a lot of purple. I like it.
Pink. It's pink. 90% of the 122 projects were shawls of some sort. Okay. So I'm just going to show this picture. So this is that exact colorway that I have knit up. So it does knit up quite color blocky.
Yes.
So I thought I could make the nebula, because this is DK weight, and it actually came up as something that someone maybe has used, because the nebula came up. So I was like, oh, maybe I make the nebula, but I don't know if I would wear this. If I'm being completely honest. I don't know if it's...
Could you cut the pink out? Or does that just defeat the purpose of the fade?
Yeah, I feel like it will, because how do I cut it out? Like, it fades into... Like, it is a lot of pink in there. It goes from blue to pink to pink.
This is true.
To pink to green.
Who gave you this? It wasn't me.
It was one of my best friends who said that it was my color scheme. Clearly, she doesn't know me that well. Pink is not. It's actually
her least favorite color.
Pink is not my favorite color. But it's fine. The green and the blue are, though. Like, the green and the blue are totally my colors. It's just
I'm trying to sell you to say that it's purple, but you just...
Did you see the picture?
I did. It is quite pink, but I'm like, no, it's okay.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't want to, like, invest my time in something that I'm not going to wear, but I would totally wash my face with this.
It's good enough for her face wash.
It's great. I knit or crochet all my face cloths, and yeah.
If you're not going to wear it, don't put it. That's a lot of work into a garment that you won't wear.
Yeah, that's so. I know. I was trying to talk myself into the nebula, but after seeing the color blocking, and I didn't take any pictures, but there were garments in this, and it was just like not my thing.
No.
So yeah, if you're listening to us chatter on about this, and you've ever made face cloths or dishcloths or whatever with cotton and wool, I also thought maybe tea towels. Like, could I make a bigger one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I really want to knit that.
That reminds me of face cloths that I actually saved pattern for on Ravelry.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was, or was it on Ravelry? No, it was
400 grams of this.
It might have been on Instagram. Shoot, I don't know if I can bring it up on here. Let's try Instagram. Instagram on my iPad is weird. Because it's so like tiny.
Because it's cotton and wool, would I have to worry about washing? I wonder.
I don't know.
Me neither. And we'll have to maybe Google.
Look at those. They're so cute.
Those are cute. And you know what? Even before I seen it, I was like, that's gotta be Pearl Soho. Those are adorable. Are they dishcloths or are they... Oh yeah,
they're dishcloths. They're made with cotton chirp DK, which is 100%.
They almost look like the cutest little trevettes, like pot holders. Adorable. I love that.
Look at all the little color blocks. And they have the little I-cord loopies.
I love the I-cord loopies.
To hang them up.
Yeah. That's cute.
They are cute.
I love all the color combinations.
Is this a free pattern? I don't know.
So many of them are
free
patterns.
Yeah, it's a free pattern.
Cute. I like that.
The Knit and Pearl Washcloth by Pearl Soho. Yeah.
I like the color blocking.
Me too. I thought they were cute. And I'm like, I should make some. I don't know when, because I'd rather make clothes and things like that with my time than dishcloths that I could just buy at the store and get dirty.
Dishcloths, though, are my reset. Like when I'm feeling really overwhelmed or underwhelmed with knitting or whatever, I just make a dishcloth. It makes me feel better.
I should do that, and then I could have a whole bunch for gifts.
Yeah.
Because last Christmas I gave my brother and his husband 2 because I was like, that's all I can muster is 2 of them.
Well, maybe I'm going to have to like knit some out of this yarn and try them out to see if they work, and then I can give them as gifts. Because I have 400 grams worth of this yarn.
Good idea. Mm. And they'd all match.
Yeah, they'd be cute.
Yeah. A whole set.
I like it. Wish list?
Well, I don't have anything major, but remember Lemon Tree Studio?
Yes.
The very, very cute bags?
They're launching it on the 20th, 21st?
Yes.
21st?
April 20th.
20th,
Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. So if everybody remembers, Lemon Tree had those really cute... Do I have a picture?
It's so funny. I seen that this morning.
I don't know if I have a picture.
I will bring it up.
Yeah, the cute like rainbow bags and the ones that like have words on it, like "You Are My Sunshine" and whatever. So if you follow Lemon Tree Studio on Instagram, the launch of the new Restock is on Sunday, which I'm excited about. I don't know if I'll get anything, but I can't wait to see them.
Yeah,
the prices were amazing.
This is the ones "You Are My Sunshine."
They're so cute.
Yeah, and she has a fanny pack. Did you see that with the vintage?
Yeah.
I think my aunt had that fabric.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
They're just so happy.
Yeah.
So I'd like a project bag in that happy fun
fabric.
Yeah.
Did you have like an aunt or a grandma that sewed when you were a child? Like did anybody sew you clothes?
Well, my grandma sewed and knit. So she knit me a sweater once that was like very much this like dusty rose type color, and it had an intarsia unicorn on the front of it, and it had buttons on the shoulder so you could unbutton it to get your head through the hole.
Okay.
If you wanted to. And then I had an aunt sew me a blanket once, like a whole like quilt for my bed. And my grandma also made me a quilt before she died. And like she made this quilt when she was like 90 and blind.
Okay.
But otherwise, no, they didn't really sew me clothes.
So my aunt sewed us a lot of clothes. Hold on. I went into my text messages with my brother because he sent me this picture recently. And I don't know if I really want to show our viewers, but I will anyway. But he sent it to my husband first. My brother sent it to my husband first. My husband sent it to me then. And was like, oh my God, 1, you're cute. Oh, thank you. And 2, look at your brother's socks.
Socks?
Yeah.
Someone's sewing him socks?
No, they didn't sew him socks. But it looks like he has 2 little blue casts on his feet.
Those are socks?
Those are socks. He had blown his little
Oh my
toes
God,
out.
they do. They do look like he's wearing casts.
So this is my brother's cute little feet. Hold on, I'll zoom out of the picture.
I think those socks need darning.
And then wait until you see. So I have naturally curly hair. It's kind of wavy. And it was quite curly when I was younger. But when I was quite young, my parents thought that the best thing for my hair was perming it. So
But it was already curly.
Yeah. Short hair curl. So I used to get my hair permed. A couple times a year. Yep, that's me. But all of this to say, those pants that my brother was wearing, they're these Ninja Turtle pants. And my aunt, I am like 99% sure, sewed them. Because she actually sewed us a lot of clothing. And she made me a jumper. Because jumpers were like really in when I was like 9 or 10. And I don't mean the English jumper sweater.
Not a sweater.
No, like the overalls kind of.
Yeah.
And it was like I wish I had a picture. It was like the brightest orange and yellow and neon fabric with like giraffes and hippos on it.
How old are you?
Like 9 or 10.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I was a little bit younger than that, but yeah, I think I wore that thing out. It was cute. And I think we all had like Ninja Turtle pajama pants and all the fun things.
I had my hair permed when I was younger.
You probably looked great and not like little orphan Annie.
I chose to also. I wanted this as a birthday gift or something, and my aunt had a friend who was a hairdresser in St. Albert, And so she took me to her friend and they permed my hair.
I would like to see photographic evidence of this Debbie perm.
I'd have to find go through all the old photo albums. You know, it's really funny, photo albums. That's just not something that people have anymore.
No.
So my son, for his girlfriend's 18th birthday recently, wanted to print a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you get a photo album. Have you? And he works at like a shopping store, like it's called London Drugs. So I'm like, did you look at London Drugs and see if there's any photo albums? And he's like, that's what they're called. And I'm like, yes, for your photos, and they're an album, and they have specific size slots to fit the 4x6 pictures in. And he's just like, I didn't know that's what they're called.
Can you still get photo albums?
I ordered him some on Amazon.
Yeah,
and they came as a 2-pack.
But like in the
store, I don't have a clue. I don't know. I'm thinking the photo department, like where you get photos developed, there's still those that exist.
Okay. Because 20 years ago, there would have been photo albums at every store.
But London Drugs has a photo department to develop your pictures. So he actually got pictures developed, which also is super weird now, right? Because people will just use like Shutterfly or whatever and make your digital album and have it printed and sent to your house. But no, he went to work and he actually like printed the photos from his phone and put them in an actual photo album and gave them to her. Cute. Yeah.
Cool.
And he printed me one so I could frame it in my house of the two of them together.
That's adorable.
But yeah, it was just funny. That's what those things are called?
Photo albums.
Photo albums. Words you...
What did you think that they were called? Photo book? I guess.
No idea. Well, I can't remember what he thought they might be, but it was like...
Yeah.
Something that he associated with something else. You know, like where you put your... if you collect like Pokemon cards or something.
Yeah.
Like something like... Which is very similar
to
a photo album.
Yes.
But...
We have CD books, you know, like...
Oh my God. I used to have those too. And like you basically have it under the seat in your car.
Yes. And Jeff has like this massive one that's like this big and it's like, I think 8 discs or whatever. And I kind of vaguely remember my kids a few years ago being like, what is this? Like, it's so big. And Jeff's like, yeah, imagine like, you know, you're driving down the road and you're flipping through the CD, trying to find the right one.
It's true.
And now it's just all on your phone. Just streamed instantaneously. You want to listen to whatever. There it is.
Anything you want, just search
it up
and put it on there.
Yeah.
I know, and I put a deck in my car that the faceplate came off and you put it in a little case, you could take it with you.
Did it have the dolphins?
Mine did. And it was Pioneer.
Yeah.
And it had like the red lights.
Yeah.
Hi, child.
My kids are home from school. I did tell them to be quiet.
No, I was going to say that picture.
Yeah.
Colby looks like you.
Everybody says my kid looks like me, my oldest. Even like when he was born, they were all like, oh, he looks so much like you.
Yes.
Yeah.
In that picture of you as a child. For sure.
I got distracted. I don't know what I was going to say.
What are you reading?
Oh, Wishlist. Let's go to Wishlist first. Or do you want to do reading first?
Well, my wish list was Lemon Tree Studio. I don't have.
I didn't get to do wish list.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hello.
How did we get so distracted?
How did we get distracted by perms? My wish list is the Farmer's Daughters Makers in the Big Sky.
Oh yeah, retreat.
That's what's on my wish list.
I forgot.
How did you forget?
I don't know. My life is crazy.
That's fair. So Farmer's Daughters announced that they're doing a Makers in the Big Sky retreat in Montana this fall, and I really want to go. I'm trying to convince this one to go with me. And tickets, there's limited tickets and they go on sale in September. And there's classes with Andrea Mowry and
they go on tickets this month.
Yeah, on the 26th.
Sorry, you said September.
The event is in September. The tickets go on sale April 26th.
There you go.
Don't snake them all. I'm still
limited. They're limited.
45 tickets.
And I did actually ask them about payment plans. We don't qualify as Canadians.
We don't qualify for a payment plan because we're Canadian?
That's right. Oh. Only US. Just because it's through their website and they use ShopPay.
Yeah.
And so if you're in the US, you can, whereas like
before payments, we can't.
Afterpay is what we could use if they had Afterpay, but they don't. They only have one that's applicable to U.S. citizens.
Okay.
And I was like, can I get someone else to do this for me? And no, because like even your card, like your credit card, all that has to be registered to a U.S. address in order to do it. So the U.S. people can, but the Canadians can't.
Oh, I'm glad that you asked that.
Yeah, I was curious because it's not posted anywhere.
No.
But they said that through their website, that's an option. But when I looked it up, it's only U.S. that it qualifies for.
Yeah, and then also there's a class with Spin Cycle.
Which sounds amazing.
It sounds like, yeah, honestly, all of the classes sound amazing and all the additional offerings.
The Spin Cycle one, you dye the yarn and then they take it back and they spin it.
Yeah, and then you get it back. Yeah, and it's like 800 yards of our own colorway, our own Spin Cycle colorway. How cool would that be?
So crazy.
Yeah.
Though I wonder, Spin Cycle doesn't just do the color changing. They have other, so I'm wondering if it means that it'll be a color changing type one, or
they're calling it dyed in the wool with Spin Cycle yarns.
So then it would be,
because dyed in the wool is one of their color changing one. So I'm thinking that it will be. Yeah,
that is so crazy.
Yeah. Just reading a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, it says they'll be teaching you the ins and outs of dyeing in the wool. So I'm guessing, that would be really cool. It'd be cool to have our own colorway. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was on my wish list. Nothing big. No big.
It is big.
Yeah.
It's the big sky retreat.
I know. And it's totally drivable for us.
Well, it would be.
Yeah.
I did read that they suggest you do have a car.
Yeah, I read all that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta go
to different places that they're going to hold the classes, not all at Farmstadter.
My husband did just some head math for me on like gas and stuff like that, and said it would be cheaper because I looked at flights. But even before having to rent a car and whatever, it would have been cheaper just for us to drive. It's only like 7.5 hours, so that really isn't that far. No, because like my brother and grandma, they live 5 hours from me, so like I do that, and I used to do that trip by myself with newborn.
Yeah.
2 tiny children, so
it's not that bad.
No, really. Like, it's a couple more hours, but we could make it fun.
It's always fun.
Yeah. I actually was surprised. I looked up Airbnbs, and I was surprised at how cheap they were. Like not cheap. I wouldn't say cheap, but that's not the right word. But they were much more affordable than I thought that they would be, because our dollar sucks. So I thought maybe that they would be more expensive because of our dollar, but when you look at Airbnb, it actually shows you in Canadian dollars. And it was very comparable to what we would pay for an Airbnb.
Something 20 minutes from here.
In fact, actually, the one that's 20 minutes from here is substantially more expensive. We're getting 2 nights for the price of 4 over there. So
crazy.
Yeah.
We could just stay home.
Yeah. But we won't be in Montana. There won't be like cool things happening at home. Is Andrea Barry coming to my house?
No, I meant why are we staying 20 minutes away?
Oh, yes.
And paying more money?
Yes.
Because there is where the hot tub and the knitting will happen.
Well, and because it was in the woods and whatever versus staying in town
for the knit show.
Yeah. We could have, if we didn't want to have our knit away, we could have gone somewhere else or whatever, but yeah, the same weekend. Books. I read, I should bring it up. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. So I've read a couple of her books, and okay, so this is the author that It's Love Light Farms is the...
Right. Did you not like that one?
Yeah, so I didn't love
You
Love
thought it
Light
was
Farms.
horrible writing, and then you tried
so I ordered all the books in that series from my local library because they weren't available for me. And so I got that first book and I read it and I didn't like it. And then I went to the library and I picked up all of the other ones because they all came in at the same time. And I didn't want to just leave them at the library because I felt like that was rude. So I brought them home and I didn't read them. And then another one came in and I went and picked it up. And then I ended up reading it and actually liking it. It was the second or third in the series. And so I was like, do I reorder those books now? Which I didn't. But she had put out this is the first one in a new series. And people were talking about it. And so I asked for it on Libby because I wasn't going to buy it. Mm-hmm. And because it was a whole new series, I thought, okay, I'll try it. It's really cute. I would give it 4 stars. It's very PG. It's a bit predictable, but it's like cute and funny with lots of banter and some like humorous things. Mm-hmm. Very easy read. But yeah, cute. What? Maybe the Love Light Farms thing is because it's also Christmassy themed. I don't like Christmas. True. I don't know. But yeah. Because the second one was less to do with the Christmas tree farm and I liked it better. I don't know. Yeah.
You haven't read 27 books this time?
I've read a couple. That was the only one I wrote down. Hold on. Let me look. I'll look at my book.
I haven't read anything.
Nothing?
No, because I've been watching TV instead because Handmaid's Tale came out.
Oh.
The new season. And so I've watched the first 3 episodes that came out, and then The Last of Us season 2 also came out, so I watched the first episode of that. So yeah. Those things. But do you remember we had this conversation maybe about the new Megan Quinns that were being released? And there's one released today, and there's one in June.
Yes.
So I had like pre-ordered them on Amazon, and then you're like, why did you buy them? They will be on Kindle Unlimited, which I already paid for. So today I was expecting the new Bridesmaid by Chance to be on my Kindle. Yeah. And I was like, why isn't it on my Kindle yet? So I went into my Amazon account and looked at the past purchases, and it says payment something needs to be updated for that book. And I was like, what? So it's like it didn't process it. Mm-hmm. And then I clicked on it and I was like, okay, I guess I'll just get it again. I don't think they charged me for it because it's on Kindle Unlimited already. Mm-hmm. So it prompted me to then just download it.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't have
well that's handy to know.
Yeah. So I didn't have to buy it because it included. It was like, there you go, put it in your Kindle. Oh. Because it's already part of Kindle Unlimited on like the release date.
Right. Okay, so then my next question though is that, because that's kind of, your Kindle Unlimited is sort of like borrowing from the library. Yeah. You don't get to keep it. But if you bought it, you got to keep it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know why you'd buy an ebook like that if you don't have to. But yeah, that's my question. Like, could you buy it if you really did want it?
I guess. Maybe. I don't know why it didn't. It just didn't process the payment. Yeah. And then it said download from Kindle Unlimited. Yeah. So I was like,
maybe I just wanted to give you that option.
Maybe. So now I have it on my Kindle and I can read it. For it. I didn't pay extra. Yes. It was $8, but still I didn't have to pay that $8. Yeah. And now I can read Bridesmaid by Chance because it will be so good. I can't wait.
Okay, so that's another book I read. I read Earn Your Extra Credit by Megan Quinn, which is the second in the... We borrowed from the library the Get in Detention or whatever, where they go to Vegas and get married. She just got divorced and she's celebrating her divorce in Vegas, and that new teacher at her brother's school is there. Yes. And it has the character Kiki or Kiko, I forget how to say her name or whatever, but she's neurodivergent and she says everything. Yes. So this is I'm reading it 3-2-1. Like, because I read Detention 1, which is book number 3, and now I read number 2. I liked it, except I was like, ooh, I really like this. I'm going to give it 4 stars. And then I looked at my Kindle and I realized I was 51% in. And I thought that I was like 80% in. Oh. Because the story felt like it was getting to the end. Mm-hmm. And instead, she drags it out. And kind of puts a little twist in it. I didn't, it wasn't necessary. So it was like...
So it was one of the lower rated Megan Quinns.
Well, and also, when we first started reading her, like I was so enthralled with like her humor and what she was, you know, like everything. This trope is they are in Hawaii for a wedding, and she runs into her dad and her ex-nemesis from high school, and they're getting married. And so she pretends that she's engaged to this guy. Does that sound familiar? Like Bridesmaid for Hire?
Yeah.
It's very similar. Like, and the there's pranking, which was kind of happening there in that book, the Bridesmaid for Hire one. Remember, he gets pantsed or something? This guy gets pantsed on the beach.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I wonder if that series, because it's older, maybe it didn't do as well or something.
And then
she's like, well, I'll just reuse some of the stuff in a newer book because she's more popular now.
Maybe. But I unfortunately have read Bridesmaid for Hire, and it was really good, but I don't want to read it again with two different characters. So
no.
So
by the same person.
Yeah. I think if you were to read this book and not have read any of the other ones, you'd be like, okay, yeah, this is funny. But because it's just getting a little redundant, unfortunately. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. So I actually gave it a really low rating, I won't tell you. I'm using the Book Mori app, and I'm like, yeah, because it's so hard because I read too much. I can't remember which books I've read, especially now that because I used to only read mostly on my Kobo, plus physical books from the library. But now like I have to check my Kobo to see if I've read it. So yeah, I'm trying to keep track. Yeah, that's that.
We should probably talk about what's happening.
We should talk about what's happening.
So, we're going away. That's one. We've talked about that. Then, the day before, no. The week before. The day before.
I don't even know what she's talking about, but she's wrong.
The weekend before is local yarn store day.
April 26th.
And our local yarn stores are doing the Spring Fling yarn crawl, and there's like seven
locations.
Yeah, so we have a lot of local yarn stores.
Well, to be fair, we live near it, the capital city. Is it the capital? Is that what you call it? Yes. It sounded weird. The capital city of Alberta, Edmonton. And then if you're familiar with cities, lots of cities do this. There's like lots of cities that are basically they're right beside, on the west end, we have Stony Plain, where one of the yarn stores is. On the northwest end, we have St. Albert, one of the yarn stores is there. The east end is Sherwood Park. And then the, look at me knowing all my directions. South end is Leduc. So all around the city.
Is that one included?
Yeah, Blackbird Knitting. And then inside Edmonton is Fibre Nook, Little Blue Fibre Studio, and is that the only two in Edmonton? Fibre Nook? Okay, I'm just gonna look this up. It's all over my Instagram.
Yeah. So during Spring Fling crawl, you can go to the 7 different locations and get stamps. And then if you get your booklet, they have little booklets done up. All these yarn stores working together. If you get all your stamps, then you can enter into draws for prizes. They also have tote bags that are made. So it's like $10, I think. Yep. And you get your tote bag, your stamp booklet, and get to participate and go to the different stores throughout the 3-day weekend.
And you get a special discount as well.
You get discounts. Yeah. So like last year was the first year they did it. And I think that, was it the first year?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that the problem people had last year, and I don't know if it's different this year, is that some of the stores aren't open on the Sunday. So they'd have to try and hit, and Friday, Friday's a work day. So they'd have to try and hit so many and be strategic to go on like the Saturday, which is LYS day.
Yeah.
And then hit the Sunday stores for the ones that are open on Sunday and try it. Because it's a large distance to drive.
It is a very large
to all of these places outside of the city and then also in the city. But we're going to be at one of the stores.
We're going to be at Yarn Divas.
Yarn Divas in St. Albert. They've asked us to participate in LYS Day on the 26th.
Which we're super excited about.
As to what that means, we have no idea. but we will be present.
We will be there.
You can come see us, and we will sign an autograph for you.
Oh, should I bring my Sharpie?
I don't know why you can frame it.
You can frame it.
Maybe you'll sell it.
You knew the Knits'n'Giggles girls before they were famous. I love it. What are we signing? Their knits?
Well, I'd rather sign that than their something else. It rhymes. I will not sign those.
What if they're knitted knockers? Will you sign those?
I think it would bleed.
That's your problem with it. A Sharpie shouldn't bleed.
On yarn though?
No.
It might.
Okay. Don't come say hi. Don't ask us. We don't need to sign anything. We're not that cool. I mean, we will if you want us to.
I won't turn it down, I guess, but.
Oh my god. I hope someone comes up to us and asks us for a signature. It will make my day. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're doing that. And
you were gonna say what stores there
oh
were.
yeah. Okay, so Yarn Divas, which is in St. Albert, Fibre Duck, which is in Edmonton, Joe's Yarn Garden, which is Stony Plain, Statement Junkie, Sherwood Park, Numana Yarns, Sherwood Park,
Numana's in Sherwood Park
yes,
too.
and Blackbird Knitting, which is in Leduc.
Numana used to be Edmonton and they moved, so that's why
Yes.
there's the confusion. I totally forgot about that move.
Yeah, and then Little Blue Fibre Studio, which is also in Edmonton.
And is moving.
And is moving, yes. So that weekend is actually their last weekend open.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And then the other...
At that location, they'll be open again.
Yes, in their new location, which will hopefully be bigger and it's a little
It looks
busier.
cute.
Yeah.
The district that they're moving to.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the other thing, Prairie Fibre Festival is coming up in Olds in June 14th, and then the one in September that we always go to in Lacombe. And we will have a giveaway from them soon.
Yeah, very soon.
They're sending us something in the mail to do a giveaway. So
That'd be fun.
you should probably follow us on Instagram if you do not already.
That's, yeah, if you're local and you want to maybe win tickets,
You should follow us on Instagram. We're at Knits'n'Giggles Podcast on Instagram,
yes, we are.
which is usually in our show notes.
Yeah.
So you can find it. And yeah,
Yeah, we share things on there, like our knits.
I rarely do, but Brandie does.
Yeah.
So if you think our color scheme is all the same, that would be why.
It is. It's because it's me. It's all me. And then the occasional pink sweater. When we were like, well, still, when I post, I'm like, should I announce who I am? Like, should I sign my posts with Brandie? But I decided not to, so it's part of the fun. You get to decide who it is.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, right? Speaking of that, I had an alarm on my phone before you came here that said take a picture of our podcast setup so I'd have content, but I forgot to do that. So when you hit the video, I'm going to...
When we end
this... Are you done?
I think I'm done. I have nothing else.
No, me neither.
That is all for me.
That is all. We will see you... Well, yeah, we might see you live from LYS Day. We're not sure.
We're not sure.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we'll have something... I don't even know. I don't know what day it is today.
Okay, well, it's April 15th.
I need a calendar.
Either we will be back in 2 weeks with the LYS Day, because that was kind of what was mentioned by them, that they might want us to podcast from their location. We might be, and if that doesn't happen, then we will definitely be back the first weekend of May, because that's when we're going to Rose City Fire Fest.
Yes.
And we are going to record a podcast from our Knit Away Airbnb.
Yes.
Not
show you
hot tub. We won't do that. We're gonna find a cozy little corner where we're gathered to do a
and show you maybe things we bought. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm sure I'll find something to purchase.
Live on location.
Wow.
I sound like an 80s news channel. I'm Brandie, and I'm live on location from the Rose City Fire Fest.
We could do this. People might look at us weird.
I would be so embarrassed. I don't think I could handle it. It would be too much attention.
We'll have to go stand in a quiet corner somewhere by the alpacas.
With our like yarn skein microphones. Hello and welcome to Rose Hill Booth.
No.
Here.
Oh, Rose Hill Booth. Yes. I'm like, that's what it's called, Rose City.
I know.
Rose Hill is a yarn.
I know. I think they're going to be there. That's what
I think so.
But okay, you know what? I'm done. We are ending this shenanigans. Have a great week. See you later. Bye.